In Tenerife, in the past decade, there has been an exponential and uncontrolled increase of tourism. This increase of tourism obviously has impacted the waters around Tenerife in a number of ways, and this obviously had an impact on the animals themselves. Obviously, the waters are more polluted. They are getting more and more polluted because, higher chemicals, higher toxins are getting discharged in the waters by the hotels, by the tourist activities, by the air pollution as well, which eventually deposits in the waters. And this is affecting the lower traffic levels, which are the prey our cetaceans prey upon. Obviously, an increased tourism also increases the demand of services that target tourists. So, for instance, in the case of waters, there are more water sports like jet skis, or the traffic of the boats itself is much more increased. There are more ferries, there are more high-speed ferries between the islands, way more than in the past. So obviously, all of these create a higher risk of collisions for the animals. Flukebook is free, and I want to emphasize on free because it's really important for an NGO like us. It's a free online software that was developed by a group of scientists and engineers, Americans, to help with the conservation of cetaceans. This specific Flukebook is for cetaceans, but they developed so many others for so many other species that is actually incredible. It helps us to store, process, share, and manage data. What it does is that it uses the pictures, the photographs of the dorsal fins. We use the dorsal fins in our case because that's what we do here. But you can also use the flukes in case of other species, like for instance, in a case of a humpback whale, the fluke is much more important and used. But it uses these photographs of dorsal fins to distinguish among individuals. So it helps running the identification of individuals much faster, which eventually helps with the population studies. What you get on Flukebook is that each individual has a profile, as a specific profile on this platform, where the software itself keeps track of where the animal has been seen and with whom. So it tracks the social relationships of the animal, like for instance a mother calf or a family in our case. It tracks also the social units, like the mixes between groups and this kind of stuff. And as more as you collect data on that animal, the more the profile gets updated. This information is really useful because if we know how they use the area, we can also help protecting them, because we can offer a plan in which, okay, maybe during this time of the year or maybe through this area, we don't get that much boat traffic, so we decrease the risk of collisions, or we can suggest new policies for whale watching boats, like, okay, as a shorter time spent with the animals when they're resting, and these kind of things. It can also sensitize the tourists in the sense that, okay, it's much better to observe them in their natural habitat instead of going to a stupid show in a, captive environment. They are such smart animals and they are living a miserable life.